forget how they framed the class, but I took an intensive writing, one of those history classes at the end of your bachelor's degree in history where they want you to write 10-page papers in preparation for going on for a master's. And I wrote mine on the youth resistance movements in Nazi Germany. And it was all about... and I went at it from the angle of it wasn't some Hollywood film where all the kids said, "Oh my God, we're kids, we're more pure, we gotta go save the Jews." It was about a disruption of the culture of the youth culture of Germany and resistance to that in general. And about how salience of different age groups, such as is taught in the education department, gives rise to different kinds of resistive behavior. And my professor said it was the most disgusting thing he'd ever, or the associate, the teaching assistant, I don't even think this guy was an associate instructor, and he was like saying, "Well, I'm going to ruin your life," and all that bullshit. I'm like, okay. But never once in that class did I hear about the passive gassing, and I know this is a known fact. And no one in academia wants to make it part of the rhetoric, They don't want to talk about where the cyanide came from. If you start asking where did they get the cyanide and how did they dispose of that many bodies, they start calling you a Holocaust denier, and I'm like, I'm just a questioner. I'm just saying, where did they get all that cyanide? Where did the cyanide come from? Who did they buy it from? Where did they manufacture it? With the Allies knocking down everything taller than a, toothpick, how were they making cyanide? And they were making it on the spot, but nobody ever told me that. Nobody ever said, well, the cyanide was a byproduct of the Superman drugs that they were making at the death camps, and that the death camps weren't really death camps. They were just gathering up a group of people that had set themselves apart, that it was easy to get people to rally against, that people could look at on the street and define them. This is happening to them. It's not happening to us. So we don't have to be worried about it. And they could gather them up for these massive experiments on how to advance society quickly or how to better the human race. But then, they had to use propaganda to get a group of guinea pigs in there. And because the Jews had set themselves apart, they made themselves available for that. So then the Jews rallied after that to make sure it wasn't going to be them again. But they are participating in gathering up anybody that it has been literally drug in from other countries so that they stand out. So people could say, that's another. You're not like that person. So what we're doing to her, we're not going to do to you. Unless you say we shouldn't do it to her. And then you've set yourself apart. And now we're going to do it to you. And that is exactly what the Nazis did.